Take me home, 'cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, 'cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
There we are. Are we? Sorry about that. Didn't realize that I had the microphone on mute, but yeah, here we are. So yeah, welcome back, everybody. It is Monday, the 26th of August, and of course, my name is AJ, one of the mentors here at Bit Trading. And today, as we always do, we are going to go through the Bitcoin charts. We're going to take a look at what is going on, what I'm doing, what I'm looking for, the next trades that I'm interested in taking, all of that good stuff, of course. So yeah, if that does sound interesting, please do smash that thumbs up button. And yeah, I hope you do enjoy. Of course, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and turn that bell notification on. But yeah, enough of that. Let's jump into the charts. And yeah, let's take a look at what is currently going on. So yeah, as you can see, I am currently long on the price of Bitcoin, right? I am currently long, and I have been long on the price of Bitcoin ever since the 5th of August. Okay, so pretty much the start of this month. And you know, you can say, well, I can happily say quite confidently that that has been the right decision, right? You know, it's been the right decision to be in this long trade throughout the whole of August, okay? Because what have we been seeing, right? Well, we've been seeing price increase over time. And yeah, you know, again, this has just been a really, really nice long trade. As you can see here, I have now realized $3,000 in a profit on this trade. And then I still have around $2,400 unrealized profit left in the trade as well. And yeah, I mean, the last live stream that I did for you guys, the trade was in what I realized $2,000. But yeah, what I actually did yesterday, so over the course of the weekend, like I told the team here on the Discord, just decided to take some more profits on the long due to price stalling at strong resistance. So as you can see here, I did take another $1,000. Well, I realized another $1,000 off of the trade because we were stalling, or we are stalling at yeah, the VWAP from the all-time high, but also the weekly naked point of control at $64,680. Right, we are stalling at this level. As you can see here, let's just pull up all of those. Right, so we have the anchored VWAP from the all-time high. Okay, you can see that we are perfectly rejecting off of that. And then we also have the naked point of control, that weekly naked point of control, which we are perfectly rejecting off as well. And this is just another reason, again, like I said, why I have taken some more profits off of this long trade, because yes, we are coming into resistance, and yeah, we are having a slight rejection off of the level. And of course, this is something that we are going to be talking about today as well. So yeah, this is something that is really important, and we need to talk about, because there is that question of, is there a short trade from here? So yeah, we will talk about that. But Of course, this long trade that I am currently in was given to the team in the Visionary Discord. So this was given all the way back up here on the 5th of August. As you can see here, I'm taking a swing long from the failed auction. That was the long trade setup that I gave to the team. And as you can see, ever since we entered into that trade, right, we've seen a really nice rise towards the upside, as you can see there. Updating the team, here, as you can see, value area low at approximately $61,500 is my first target, okay? And then what did we see? Well, we saw price rise up to that value area low area, where we then took that TP1, of course. Stop loss has been moved to entry, making it a completely risk-free trade. So yeah, like I've been saying for what is it, the past 2 weeks now, I'm in a really, really comfortable position. Last week, I know it was a pretty boring week, right? We didn't see anything really too exciting, okay? But what was I saying all of last week? Well, I was saying I was really comfortable in the position that I was in, i.e., that long trade, right? I am still very, very comfortable with where I am positioned in this market, okay? I don't feel the need to be in another trade. I don't feel, unfulfilled in where I am positioned in this market, right? I'm very, very comfortable with where I am. Okay. And why am I comfortable with where I am in the markets? Well, because I've been planning for this. Okay. I've been planning for this for quite some time. And, I've been preaching this here on the channel. Okay. I've been preaching this here on the channel for a very, very long time now. A very long time, right? We've been talking about this bearish market structure. Okay. And I have been telling you for a very long time that we can expect this bearish structure to continue, right? And what have we been doing? Okay, we've been taking advantage of this, right, by shorting these highs, okay, and longing these lows. And that's exactly what I've done here, right? It's exactly what I did back on the 5th of August. I took the long trade on the failed auction of the range low. Okay, I've taken this trade twice before, right? Not in my life. Okay, I've taken this trade many, many times, right? But within this range, I've taken this trade twice before. Now it is 3 times, okay? And it has worked 3 out of 3 of the times. So why would I not continue to do this? Okay, why would I not continue to do what is working, right? It's like what I say a lot of the time: trade the trend until the trend ends, because the trend is your friend until the end, right? I am literally doing those words, right? I'm trading the trend, okay, because I understand that the trend is your friend until the end, right? So I'm doing exactly that. Okay, so of course, the failed auction from the range low, that was the long trigger for us. Okay, exactly like I showed you here on the Visionary Discord, where I told the team I've taken the swing long from the failed auction right here. Okay, and yeah, I guess the rest is history, right? The rest is history. We've seen this really lovely rise towards the upside. Okay, we realized some amazing profits on this trade, and for me, it's still patience. Okay, it's still patience. Again, I am very, very comfortable with where I am positioned in the market, right? And the team as well, who are on the Visionary Discord, okay, should be very comfortable with where they are in the markets, right? Because we have longed the low, okay? And what has price been doing? Okay, well, it's been rising. Okay, so we are very, very comfortable. Okay, we're not pulling our hair out, We're not biting our nails. Okay, worried about not being in a trade or worried about missing a trade. Okay, we understand that we are very comfortable with where we are positioned. Okay, and when you are in a comfortable position like this, all you need to do is sit back, relax, okay, kick your feet up, and let the trade play out. Okay, patience, right? We've moved the stop loss to entry now. We've realized over $3,000 in a profit on this trade. Okay, and this is, this is only since the 5th of August, right? So it's not a bad payday. Okay, it's not a bad payday whatsoever. For myself, it's not the best. Okay, but I'm very, very happy with this. Okay, very happy, very comfortable with where I am. And I can be looking for higher prices here as well, right? I can actually be looking for higher prices. Why can I be looking for higher prices? Well, look where we are, right? Look where we are. Look where we're actually finding support, okay? And look at the level that we are actually claiming at this moment in time, okay? Remember, where are we? Okay, well, first of all, we understand, yes, we're in the bearish market structure, but within that, okay, we are in this bigger range. Okay, and this is, of course, the bigger range that we've been trading, okay, more favorably for the longs on the downside, because, of course, we've been taking out the range low for the failed auction for the long trade. Range low, back here was the first one for the long trade. The second one was here, okay, and then, of course, the one that's the most recent one is here. Okay, we haven't, of course, been hitting the range high ever since we made that range high, all-time high. Why? Because we've of course been in that bearish market structure, but okay, we can still look at this as a range. Okay, we can very clearly still look at this as a parallel, a horizontal range, right? And yeah, where are we? Okay, well, we are at that mid range. Okay, and what have we done? Well, we've broken above it, and now what are we doing? Okay, well, it seems like we're trying to claim this level, right? Why are we trying to claim this level? How are we trying to claim this level? Well, because we're back testing it as support. We're using it as really nice support. This is the level that is holding price up right now. And if we actually come and take a look at the order flow as well, and take a look at what is actually going on, we can see that we're actually getting quite a lot of long trades open up down at these lows, right? Quite a lot of long trades. Now, in the grand scheme of things, right? Yes, I say this a lot, right? For me, this is quite bearish. Okay, I do consider this quite bearish. Well, I say bearish, right? But it's not entirely bearish. But what I mean by bearish is that it can very quickly. I've used the wrong words there, right? It can very quickly become bearish, right? It's not necessarily bearish, but it can very quickly become bearish. So we do have to be aware of that. But I like the fact, okay, that we are seeing lots of long trades coming in at support, right? So we've got what have we got here? 8 million here. If we go back a little bit further as well, okay, you can see like 17 million, 10 million, 2.7 million, 16 million, 9.8 million, 6.3 million. Right. If we go to where we are now, okay, we have 13 million, 20 million, 2.5 million. We have 10 million here. Okay, so we do have a lot of long trades that are opening up on each of these pullbacks, right? Okay, and where are these pullbacks coming into? Well, they're coming into support here. Right, and if we can continue to see these longs coming in, what can happen? Right, well, we can actually see price continue higher. Again, of course, I do have that possible target of $67,000. Now, remember, okay, that target is it's not a set target. Okay, it can fluctuate. Why? Because I'm looking at the POC, but at this moment in time, the POC is still at $67,000. So for me, the target for me towards the upside is still $67,000. Okay, that's what I would like to see. Doesn't mean that we come up there. No, of course not. Okay, and I'm not bothered if we do not come up there. Why? Because I've already taken. Right, I've already realized over $3,000 in the long trade. I've moved the stop loss to entry, so it's a now completely risk-free trade. So I don't really care what happens from here. Okay, but I just understand that from $67,000, there is a nice possible short trade setup, right? There is a really nice possible short trade setup. And this is kind of the short trade setup that we're looking at, right? Of course, the POC of the fixed range. And then we do have some resistance coming in with the monthly naked point of control, a daily naked point of control, right? So there are some levels of resistance here, okay? And you may say, why are you looking for a short trade, AJ, when you're in a long trade? Okay, in a really profitable long trade. Why are you looking for a short trade if you're so bullish on Bitcoin? Okay, remember, I've been quite openly bullish on Bitcoin. I've been, in the last few live streams, all the last week, okay, what was I saying, right? You could go back and you could take the thumbnails and the titles a little bit lightly, but what was I saying, okay? I was saying that I was long and strong, okay, looking for higher prices. That's what I prefer to see. So, that's exactly what's happened, right? And from where we are now, okay, I understand, yes, we are at heavy resistance, okay, but we do have some nice support below us as well, okay? We do have some nice support below us. So now it's just patience again, right? If we do, of course, see a short trade setup, I'm going to take that, okay? I understand that I'm going to take that. Okay, but if we do not see any sign of any short trade setup, okay, then I'm not interested in taking a short, right? I of course have to see the short trade setup, right? And then you may say, again, why are you looking for that short trade, right? Well, I'm looking for that short trade because we're in bearish market structure, right? We have to understand where price is at this moment in time and what Bitcoin's context is, right? And the context for Bitcoin at this moment in time is bearish, right? Why is it bearish? Well, continuous lower highs, continuous lower lows. We have to be bearish on Bitcoin at this moment in time. I have to be bearish on Bitcoin at this moment in time. And it's played out really, really well. Okay, it doesn't mean that I haven't taken long trades. As you can see here, I'm currently in a long trade, right? It doesn't mean that I'm not taking long trades. Okay, it just means, right, that we can also be looking for the short trades, right? It's been an absolutely amazing trading range. This has absolutely amazing trading range. And of course, like what I say a lot of the time as well, trade the trend until the trend ends because the trend is your friend until the end. I'm going to continue to do that, right? This is what works, okay? This is what I know works, okay? So I'm going to continue to do this. So of course, right, one of the short trades that we've been looking at all of last week, right, was this possible scenario of where price comes up. We maybe front run some of these key levels for a local high. We get a bit of a pullback, then we come up and take out that local high, and then we take out the liquidity from there. Form some sort of swing value pattern, failed auction pattern. Okay. And yeah, for me, that would be that entry trigger, right? Where I would look for that short trade. And once in that short trade, what can I look for? Right. Well, I can actually look for a new lower low to be put in. Why can I be looking for another lower low to be put in? Well, because it is the context. The Bitcoin, sorry, is bearish, right? That is the context of Bitcoin. So we can be looking for another lower high for price to come down and form another lower low. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm remaining patient for. Now, does it mean this is going to be the short setup? No, of course not, right? We could see something else, right? Maybe this is the bit of a local high here, okay? Because remember, we are on a strong level of resistance with this weekly and anchor point of control. We could then come back up, take out this high, and that could be the short trade from up here. Okay, this could possibly be the short trade. It just remains to we just have to remain patient and wait and see. Okay, wherever that short trade setup presents itself, I will take that short trade setup. Okay, I understand. Okay, that this has been a very, very good move towards the upside. Okay, we can look at this previous example right here, right, where we've had an amazing move towards the upside. Okay, how do we know this? Well, if we take a look at XOTS, okay, and we zoom out, right, we can see that from down here, okay, from where the move started, okay, at like $53,000, let's call it, okay, open interest was all the way down here at 875 million, okay. Where did the move end? Okay, well, the move end at just above 70K, right? Where did open interest end? Okay, above, right, 1.2 billion. Okay, so that's a huge increase of open interest. What was Delta doing, right? Delta was building over time. Positive Delta was building over time. What does this mean? Okay, this was new long trades opening. Okay, so there were millions upon millions upon millions of new long trades opening up on this move up, right? Very, very good move up. This is strong. This is good. I like this, right? But what we have to remember is as soon as price starts to pull back a little bit into a large area of long trades, okay, what tends to happen, right? Well, we then see a long squeeze, okay, and of course, it's the other way around, okay, when you have the short squeeze, okay, when you're viewing it the other way around. But in this instance, this is a long squeeze. Why? Because we're squeezing out all of the long trades, right? So what happens, right? Well, the move started at 70,000. Okay, the move ended at about 49,000, let's call it, right? Just under 49,000. Open interest was all the way up at 1.2 billion. Okay, and where did it end? Well, it ended down at 730 million. So open interest decreased over time whilst price was decreasing, and delta was decreasing over time as well, right? Negative delta was building over time, right? What does this tell us? Okay, well, this tells us, right, that these are not new short trades coming in, right? This is money flowing out of the market, meaning that longs are closing, right? Longs are getting wrecked. Okay, longs are getting liquidated. Okay, so this is a bit of a rubbish move down. Okay, like previously, it doesn't show you here because yeah, XOCharts doesn't show you that far back because it gives you so much information in a small period of time. But here, okay, this was a rubbish move down. Okay, what move was that? Well, this was this move here. Okay, this was a rubbish move down. Why? Okay, well, because on the prior move up, we had millions and millions and millions of long trades opening up. Okay. So what I'm trying to get at here, okay, is that we've had a good move up here, right? How do we know we've had a good move up? Well, right, we see where price started. Okay, price started at just below 59,000. Okay, where are we now? Well, we are, or where was the high of the move? 65,000. Okay, where did open interest start? 735 million. Where are we now? Okay, well, 875 million, right? What has happened to Delta? Okay, well, Delta has been building over time. Okay, positive Delta has been building over time because the CVD, the cumulative volume Delta, started at minus 536, and it is now at minus 373. Okay, so you can see there's been a nice big increase there, right? So what do we know, right? Well, we know that these trades that are coming in, right, these longs that are coming in, okay, or buyers that are coming in, are new long trades. Okay, they are new long trades. This is a good move up. Okay, but what do we have to be aware of? Okay, we have to be aware of that bad move down. Okay, and this is the domino effect that I talk about all of the time. Okay, where if price starts to pull back, longs start to cover. Right, when longs cover, they sell into the market. But where are they selling into? Well, they're selling into longs below them, who then cover, sell into the market. Who do they sell into? They sell into more longs, who cover, selling into more longs, selling into more longs, and so on and so on and so on. It's that domino effect. Okay, and that's why you get these big, horrible moves towards the downside. Okay, and you may think someone's manipulating the market. Well, no. Okay, this is retail traders completely wrecking themselves because they did not take profit. Okay, this is retail traders, being very, very stupid, let's say, and getting completely wrecked. And this is what we love to take advantage of, right? So of course up here, I am aware, yes, there is a aggressive short trade from here. I would like to wait for a little bit more confirmation. I understand, yes, there are lots of long trades that have opened up here. This big candle here, there were like 75, was it? Let's have a look. There was 104. Wow. 104 million new long trades opened up in this candle right here. Right, in this candle right here. What does that mean if we start to pull back, right? And you can see as well, right, 57 million opened up here. Okay, 57 opened up here, right? You can see a lot of those long trades are actually currently underwater. So if we start to see price pulling back a little bit, we then are going to come into 104 million new long trades as well, who will most likely have to, will most likely be forced to cover. What does that mean? They're selling into the market, meaning it pushes price lower. Okay, and then that could be the catalyst for that big move down, right? So this is something that we do need to be very, very, very aware of because this could happen very, very quickly. Okay, and yeah, a lot of traders could get wrecked. A lot of traders could get wrecked here. Okay, so this is something that we do have to remain patient for, okay, and remain a little bit aware of. But as long as price holds this level that we're at right now, and we continue to bring new long trades in, okay, I do think we could see higher, up to $67,000. Where from there, okay, we then have to look out for that possible short trade from there as well. Okay, we have to look out for that one. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at this moment in time. That's kind of what I'm looking for at this moment in time. Of course, if you do have any questions, please do put them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Or if you want me to take a look at anything, please do put that in the chat as well, and I'll be more than happy to take a look at anything that you guys want to look at. But yeah, I mean, for me, and where we are right now, I'm still long, I'm still strong, okay, but I do understand, right, this could get very, very ugly from where we are, okay, this could get very ugly. Again, 104 million new long trades opened up in this one candle right here, this one single candle. If we start to give that back, we could see a pretty horrific move down. So this is something that we need to be aware of. Now, any long trades opening up here, I wish them the best. but I know what's going to happen to them. Most likely, any long trades that are opening up here are most likely going to get wrecked. To be perfectly honest with you. So, of course, this is not financial advice, okay? But if I can give you, if I can give you, um, how do I say this? If I can give you a bit of a tip, right? A bit of a tip. Of course, it's not financial advice, but if I can give you a bit of a tip, this is the worst possible place you could be looking for a long trade, right? The worst possible long trade that you could be looking for is up here, right? Okay, right. Maybe if you're looking for a bit of a scalp long, maybe if you're looking for a little bit of an intraday long trade, I understand. Okay. But if you're looking for a long trade here and you're looking to take this up to all-time high, then I'm sorry to say, but you have completely missed the move. You are FOMOing into a long trade. Okay. You are a retail trader who is thinking like a retail trader. And I'm sorry to say, but you will get completely wrecked in these markets. Okay. You will get completely wrecked, right? The long and the only long trade, okay, that should have been entered by anybody, okay, by anybody in these markets. The only long trade that should have been entered into was this long trade here, okay, this long trade that I have entered into. Of course, told the team as well, right, on the Visionary Discord that we were entering into this trade. That is the only long trade that there was, okay. Why do I say that? Okay, well, of course, yes, this is personal preference, right? This is my personal um, long trade that I believe is the only long trade for this move up. Okay, yes, all right. If you're using other strategies, maybe there's another long trade setup. But from what I know and what I know works, okay, that was the only long trade setup, and that was the highest probability long trade setup. Okay, the highest probability. If you know me by now, you know that I like to look for the highest probability long trade setups. Okay, I will not take anything less than the highest probability trade setups. And yeah, anything other than this, okay, I would have not have traded. Right? You can look at this here. Right? Yes, I look for swing failure patterns. Okay, but if you are just trading based off of swing failure patterns, I can promise you now, you are not going to get anywhere. Okay. Trading swing failure patterns is absolutely amazing, okay, but you need to look for the confluence, right? You need to look for the confluence. Back here, yes, I understand there was a swing failure pattern of the low, okay, for a move up. Yes, I understand that, okay, but like I walked through all the way back here, I didn't like that swing failure pattern. Why? Okay, well, because we didn't see what I usually like to see on the order flow, which is maybe, well, in this instance, I would have preferred to have seen lots of shorts at the low. We did not see the shorts at the low. Okay, so for me, this just wasn't a valid swing failure pattern, right? If your strategy is to trade swing failure patterns by themselves, okay, maybe, yes, you would have been in a really nice long trade from here. Okay, you would have been in a really nice long trade from here. But for me, it wasn't the highest probability long trade setup. And for me, trading swing failure patterns on their own in the long term is not something that is profitable. It's too easy. Okay. Remember, if it's too easy, okay, it's probably not it's not it, okay, because it's not as simple as that, right? It really isn't simple. It really isn't as simple as that. Okay, so the highest probability, let's move this out of the way for a sec. So the highest probability, like I said, the highest probability long trade setup was from down here. That was the only long trade setup, okay, that I was comfortable in taking on this move up here. Okay, and again, on this whole move up, I've been saying that I'm really comfortable in my position. Okay, I don't need to add to the long trade. I don't need to enter into a new long trade. Okay, I don't even need to enter into a short trade right now. Okay, because I'm comfortable with where I am, right? Yes, I understand. Okay, this can get very messy very, very quickly. Okay, like this move up got very messy very, very quickly. Like this move up got very messy very, very quickly. Okay, like this move up here got messy very quickly. Okay, I understand that, yes, these big moves, okay, this big move, okay, can get very messy very, very quickly. That is something that I am aware of. That is something that I'm looking out for. And I'm looking for that short trade, right? I'm looking for it, okay? But again, I just need to see what I want to see at this moment in time. Yes, right, I understand, okay, this isn't too good. having millions and millions and millions of long trades up here. It's really not too good, especially when we're consolidating up here as well. But for me, okay, it's no major sign of weakness yet. It's if we start to pull back a little bit more, right? Maybe it depends, right? I still haven't decided the approach that I'm going to take with this trade. I still haven't decided the approach with it, because I could either look for a short trade, or I could look for a hedged trade, right? Like just to give you a bit of an understanding, when I'm looking for a hedged trade, usually a hedged trade for me is like a lower capital trade, but I don't always necessarily need to get a trade entry trigger either. Okay, I understand where my stop loss is going to be. Okay, but a hedged trade for me is like, okay, right, I've not seen a trigger here, but it is just a hedge just to protect that long trade that I'm in, just in case, or in other circumstances, maybe to protect your portfolio or something. Okay, for me at this moment in time, I don't know if I'm going to be looking for an entry trigger or if I'm going to take a hedged trade, okay, where I'm not looking for an entry trigger. But of course, still applying proper risk management. I still haven't decided, because of course I could wait for like the failed auction, but then I feel like I've missed out on a large chunk of the move possibly. Personally, for me, I would rather see another move up to take out the liquidity up there for the short trade. That's kind of what I would look for. But yeah, for me, it's just like I'm waiting a little bit patient right now. We're holding support here. We've got lots of long trades coming in, so yeah, let's just remain a little bit patient and wait and see. If it comes to it, and I have to take the entry trigger off of maybe like a failed auction here, okay, fine, right? I understand a huge amount of long trades have opened up here. So yeah, pulling back here is still not good anyway. So it could get pretty messy here. And again, it lines up with the context, right? What is the context? Well, the context is bearish, continuous lower high after lower high after lower high after lower high. This could just be another lower high. So we need to remember that. Let me just pull up the chat because I can see a few comments have come in. Damien, good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you back. How are you? Selling imbalances at 61,800. Decent setup for SR flip for the long intraday. That big impulse candle needs to correct. Yeah, I mean, at this moment in time, looking at what's going on, yeah, there's a possibility it could, and it could get pretty messy, right? So yeah, let's imbalances at 61 800. So let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, let's just put the tick size up here. Actually, where are we going? 40. Let's go for 50. So where are you looking at this? 61 800. So here. Are you talking about, Damien? Are you talking about the selling imbalances on the order flow? What I mean is like these black boxes here, because these are what this is short or selling imbalances, and then of course you've got your long imbalances here as well. Decent setup for the SR flip on the intraday. So yeah, I mean, for like an intraday long trade, you could have been looking at the intraday long off of because we're ranging here, right? We understand that we are ranging at this moment in time, and yeah, because of course you have the mid range of the entire range that we are in, but yeah, you can also be looking at this as a range here, and then you have, of course, that range low lining up with the mid range of the entire range channel. And yeah, you can be looking at that as a RS, so a resistance support flip, okay, but you're looking at a support resistance flip. So okay, yes, the smallest selling imbalances on the smaller range. Okay, so selling imbalances like 61,800. Okay, I guess you're probably looking at the lower. I'm guessing you're looking at a lower time frame then for those selling imbalances. Um, at if you're looking at it on $61,800. Um, but yeah, of course. I mean, let's go back to that as well. Let's go back to that. I just wanted to pull up as well where the fix where's the value area low. Yeah, I mean, if we were to pull back here, if we were to pull back, to be honest with you, um, I think it would get very, very messy. Um, I do think it would get very, very messy. Um, just because we've had so many long trades opening up. So yeah, like you said there, Damien, that candle it needs to correct. Yeah, I mean, personally, it doesn't have to, but there is of course a high chance that it will. If we do start to pull back, there is a pretty high chance, and yeah, it will get very, very messy because yeah, like I said, right, we've got 104 million longs there. We've got 57 million longs there. Okay, so let's call this like a 160, 161 million. Okay, 161 million longs opened up. Okay, in these two 12-hour candles, right? These two 12-hour candles right here, 161. That is a lot. That is a hell of a lot of long trades that have opened up, right? A hell of a lot of long trades that have opened up. Um, and yeah, if price starts to pull back into there, it's going to get very, very messy, right? It's going to get very messy. Now, I mean, a large proportion of the long trades did actually open up at around $61,800 because we have the, of course, of the candle, okay, at around 61,900, 61,800. So a large proportion of the long trades actually opened up all the way down here. Okay, yes, there were longs that opened up here, but the majority of them opened up at around $61,900, $61,800. Okay, so yeah, pulling back into that area. That is actually a very, very key area, and that's where from there, it could get extremely messy, right? If we pull back there, could get extremely messy. And again, we could be pulling back and coming even all the way back down for a new low. Okay, that's where this could take us because we have so many long trades here. We have a lot of millions of long trades that have opened up on this move up, and it's going back to what I said earlier, right? Look what happened here. This was a strong bullish move up, right? Lots of new long trades opening up. What happened? Price started to pull back. We saw all of those long trades getting completely wrecked, right? And of course, we had the short trade set up from there, right? That was, of course, given to the team on the Visionary Discord here. Again, I didn't take this trade myself because I was away from the computer, but I remember FR Trader, he posted in the Discord that he took that short. And then prior to that, okay, we had this one, really bullish, strong move up, right? Really bullish, strong move up, millions of new long trades coming in. Okay, we got the short trade set up there and we shorted this all the way down, okay, for a horrible, rubbish, terrible move down. Why was this a rubbish move down? Okay, well, because we had millions and millions of long trades getting wrecked, right? We saw the exact same thing right here as well, okay? With this move up, we got the short trade from up there and then we got the pullback, right? So, we can. Again, it's just going back to it. Trade the trend until the trend ends because the trend is your friend until the end. If it's going to do it again, right, let's short it. Let's short it, right? Why not? Okay, because the probabilities of it playing out are very, very high. Okay, not just because that's the trend at the moment, because it's logic, right? It is logic. It is common sense in these markets, right? This is what I consider common sense in the market, right? Looking at order flow like this is just the common sense in the market, right? Breakouts of triangles, breakouts of head and shoulders patterns. It's not common sense, right? It's not common sense. This is common sense in a market. Why? Because if long trades are opening up on a move up, price starts to pull back. What happens to the long trades? Okay, that shorted at that long the high as price starts to pull back. They have to cover at some point, right? They can't stay in that long trade because they're going to get absolutely obliterated, okay? Or they just get liquidated, right? So on any pullback, when loads of long trades have opened up, we're going to see long trades cover, okay? And the more the long trades, okay, the more they're going to cover and the more they're going to push price down into more long trades. And it's that domino effect that I talk about all of the time, right? It's just common sense in a market. Monthly naked point of control at 66, followed by bearish Gartley, godly short on that order block. Check the Discord. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Decent short at the 66k level. So yeah, that does actually line up because I remember Damien, we were looking at you were looking at this previous Gartley and how amazing this one here, how that just played out amazingly as well. I probably should start to look at Gartleys a little bit more. It's just something like I understand, but I've never really implemented them. I've never really I've never really properly implemented them into like my strategies, and it's something maybe I should look to like implement, but I don't know. It's just something that I guess it's just more confluence, right? I guess it's just more confluence. So it's always nice to see you putting them in the Discord because it's something that I think okay, right, this is just more confluence for the trade that I'm looking at as well. If of course they're lining up together, but so looking at it, you are looking at the $66,000 level, and I mean, it's like that lines up fairly close to what the short trade that I'd be looking for, because I'd be looking for like I said at the start, right? I'd be looking for the short from 67. I would be looking at the short from 67, but okay, like I said as well, it's this POC, it can change. So maybe it comes down to like 66, right? If we spend a little bit more time around or down here, okay, that POC could start to drop. And of course, that could maybe come down to 66,000, where, maybe I'll be looking for the short trade there. So maybe that would line up perfectly. That should front run the yearly range of the POC at 67. And most are targeting the profit target, or targeting that as the profit. I mean, so we could see the front run, of course. That is something that we could see. I guess it's all a matter of time, right? I mean, if we spend a lot of time down here, that POC, of course, will steadily drop. Okay, the more time we spend down here, because of course the point of control of the range, right, will be further down because we're spending a little bit more time at lower prices. But because it's such a big range, I reckon it will take a while for that to happen. But yeah, $66,000. So I mean, let's look at the levels that I'd be looking at. So I mean, we have 66,257. We have a daily naked point of control there. So yeah, maybe we could take out that daily naked point of control, front run the POC, okay, and then we get the move down there. That's a possibility. Yeah, that's something that we could look for. So yeah, I mean, for me, and I guess for you as well, right? It's kind of a zone. I'd view it as, I'd view it as a zone because, I never know the exact level that I'm going to short at or long at, right? I never know the exact level, but I know like the region of where I'm looking to short or where I'm looking to long. Okay, it's just okay, right? Where do we halt? Where do we stall? Okay, do we then come and take out that temporary high or the temporary low? Okay, in this instant, right? Let's just take away that for to have a look, right? So it's like, okay, right, where do we get a temporary high, okay, for price to then pull back to come back up and form take out the liquidity, okay, and then we form that trade entry trigger of like a failed auction or a swing fire pattern, okay. Of course, I need to see the other bits of confluence, right, where I then head over to order flow, take a look at, how we got trap traders. Are we seeing a lot of traders getting wrecked? Okay, these are the things that I'm looking out for. If we see that, okay, and we get the trade entry trigger, that's when I'm looking for the trade, right? So yeah, I mean that could happen anywhere between where we are now and $67,000. That's kind of like a big zone. So when I see that trade entry trigger, that's what I would take. So whether it be 66,000, whether it be 70,000, or whether it be where we are now, I will just take the trade based off of when I get that trade entry trigger that I like. Okay, because of course I need to see the confluences with it as well. So yeah, from anywhere from that area, I'd be looking for as well. But I mean, you could be looking at it from here as well. It all depends, right, where we get that trade entry trigger from. Okay, where we get that trade entry trigger from, wherever we get it. Okay, I will take that short, and I will look to short that down because remember, I've had millions of longs open up on this move up. A lot of people should get wrecked and not get their profit target hit and should get stopped out lower. Yeah, exactly. What the thing is, right? I just feel that anybody longing here is just anticipating all-time high. Okay, why do I think this? Right. Well, let's put ourselves into the mind of a retail trader. We like to do that a lot. Okay, because we understand. Right, it teaches us what retail traders are thinking. Right, what are retail traders thinking at this moment in time? Well, they're thinking, oh, we're in a huge bull flag. Right, this is going to take us up to 100K. This is what's going through the retail trader's mind. Okay, so of course they're going to want to be in a long trade. They're going to want to take advantage of this, right? To be honest with you, I'd expect millions upon millions of longs to open up on the breakout. Okay, but it doesn't mean that we're going to have those early long trades. Okay, opening up early long, early late long trades, right? Because they're still late, but they're earlier than the most of the retail traders, right? So yeah, I mean, where we are now, okay, even if we pull back from where we are now, we are going to see a lot of people getting wrecked, okay? And it's like myself, right? I am still targeting $67,000, and I was saying to the team, I was saying to you guys last week that I wasn't interested in taking another take profit up until $67,000, right? But then I had to shift, okay, and I actually did take some profit yesterday on that long trade, on the long trade here. Okay, why did I take some more profits off of this long trade? Well, I took some more profits off of the long trade because, right, exactly like I told the team here, right, just decided to take some more profits on the long due to price stalling at strong resistance. Okay, so I'm understanding. Okay, we have strong resistance here. We have the anchored VWAP from, of course, the all-time high. Right, we then have the naked point of control from that POC. Okay, and yeah, we're seeing lots and lots of FOMO longs opening up here. So I understand, right? We're coming into strong resistance. Millions of longs are opening up. This could be a recipe for disaster, right? It could be a recipe for disaster, and we could get a huge move down. Okay, so yeah, this is how I adapted, and I thought, okay, right, let's take some profit early here. Okay, whereas retail traders, they probably wouldn't have done that. Okay, they probably wouldn't have done it. I'm happy to take profit here. I'm happy with this trade, right? I'm happy with any profit that I can take. Okay. I understand my risk management. I have everything in order. Okay. And I understand, right? Taking profit is not a bad thing, even if you're taking profit a little bit earlier than you want to. Okay. It's mitigating that risk, of course. It is, of course, mitigating that risk. Yeah, it's definitely a zone 100%. Yeah, I view everything as kind of like a zone. To be honest with you, it's more of a zone, but yeah, there are levels that I look out for, but it's always a zone. Okay, it is always a zone. You never know the exact level, and this is why I never ever enter into a trade with a limit order because I just don't know. I just don't know where price is going to pump from or where price is going to pull back from. I just don't know. I just wait for the trade entry trigger. Once the trade entry trigger flashes, I take the trade, okay, and then I ride the trade. That is it. If you do a fib from 70 to 49, you get another confluence at the 786. Your favorite level? Yes, that is. It is pretty much my favorite level. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. So just a little bit below 66, we have this 786. Let's just because the only thing is the absorption. That's the yeah. So yeah, I like the 786. I love it. I just prefer. I say this a lot. I just like to. I prefer to use the 786 with absorption. Okay, with like bearish CBD or bullish CBD. But yeah, I mean it's still resistance. I understand that it is still resistance. It's still confluence. It's just yeah, again, personal preference, right? But yeah, it's still resistance. It's still classed as it's still classed as confluence, right? So yeah, there's confluence there as well. So yeah, I mean it's looking really nice, and you could also, which I quite like, um, is okay, right? Let's come up. Okay, what are we doing right now? We're ranging. Okay, we're ranging. Okay, so maybe, okay, we come up, right? We take out that $66,000 level for a short trade here. Maybe it's just more of an intraday short trade, right? Okay, maybe it's just a bit of an intraday short trade where we take it down to range low here. We take some profits there. Okay, but then that range breaks down. Okay, and of course, what do we like to do? We like to leave a little bit in the trade. Okay, to take full advantage of any move. Okay, and we could be looking at this coming down for a new low. Okay, so we could be looking for like an intraday trade setup there. Yeah, around that $66,000 level. So that's what we could see off of that level. And I mean, yeah, trading that mini range there, that 786 could come in with some really nice confluence there, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's another thing to be looking at. But yeah, I mean, it's just patience from now, right? I don't see a short trade yet. I see a hedged short trade. I mean, from up here, I said on we're having a bit of a discussion here with Jay Rogers. So I said for a very aggressive trade, then yes, I'd say there is a short from here because there are lots of longs opening up at this high. But then I said, however, for me, I don't see the weakness yet. Trap traders, i.e., trap traders. So I personally wouldn't look for a short yet. I'd wait for a slight pullback to form the trap traders because, of course, there's like really aggressive. There's the really really aggressive trade entry. Okay, where you're for this example, right? You're shorting into resistance, okay? You're taking or shorting at the resistance, okay? Because you're seeing millions of new longs opening up at strong resistance. Okay, yes. If you're a very aggressive trader, okay, and you have your risk management in check, right? That's an amazing trade. Okay, for me, I like to. I don't like to look for too much confirmation, but I like to look for a little bit of confirmation, and the confirmation that I usually like to look for is a like visibly seeing a huge portion of the market being wrecked, or okay, visibly seeing lots of trap traders. Okay, at this moment in time, I am starting to see some trap traders. Yes, all right. Could I take a head short trade from here? Yes. Okay, I could. I like a short trade from where we are now. I do. Okay. Have I taken a short trade yet? No. Okay, I haven't taken it yet. Will I take a short trade? Okay, maybe. We will see. Okay, we will see. I'm kind of swaying more to the possible failed auction here. Okay, taking a short off of the failed auction. Okay, that's kind of where I'm swaying at this moment in time, but we'll see. Okay, we'll see how this all plays out, because remember, we're ranging up here at this moment in time, so we could get a little move back up, right, and then maybe we could get a short trade from up there. So yeah, just remaining a little bit cautious at this moment in time. I don't want to get myself in. I don't want to put myself in an uncomfortable position, right, where I'm not. I'm not comfortable. Okay, I always like to be comfortable in my trades, and yeah, I feel like here is just a bit of an erotic short trade. Okay, I'd rather wait for just a little bit more confirmation, a little bit of maybe a trade entry trigger. Okay, that's kind of what I would prefer to look for. I was saying earlier, maybe I could take a hedge where I don't look for a trade entry trigger and I just take the short. But yeah, again, it's like I personally, like I said on the Discord, I personally just like to wait for a little bit of confirmation. I don't like to look, okay, I don't like to look for too much confirmation, like market structure changes, and all of this stuff. Okay, I consider myself an aggressive trader, but yeah, not so aggressive that I don't wait for the slightest bit of confirmation. I like to wait for a bit of confirmation, and it means, okay, yes, maybe I don't get as good of an entry, but it also means that my win rate is a little bit better as well, because yeah, if you're just anticipating a move without the confirmation, yeah, you are just going to lose a little bit more. Okay, yes, maybe you still have high probability trade setups, but you're anticipating a move. Whereas if I'm waiting for a trade entry trigger, yes, I'm still anticipating a move, okay, but I know that the probabilities are in my favor, right? The probabilities are on my side. Why? Okay, because I understand how these markets work, all right? And I understand once I get that trade entry trigger, okay, I understand what the highest probability move is, right? Where we are now, highest probability move down, okay, you can't really say that yet, because we haven't, well, I mean, you can start to say it, okay, but from the high, you can't say that, right? You can't confidently say that from the high. Here, okay, I understand, right? You can say, right, we can anticipate a move down here. Why? Because we have a lot of trap traders already at the high. Okay, so you can like, I'd say semi-confidently say it now. Okay, but when you get that trade entry trigger, that's when I can quite confidently say, okay, this is where I anticipate price to go, and those are the trades that I like to take. Going back to the long trade that I'm in. Okay, what was the trade entered off of? The trade was entered off of a sign of strength. Okay, off of a reclaim. Okay, of the range low. Right, that was the sign of strength. Of course, I could have taken a long trade from down here, but what I'm doing there is I'm trying to catch a falling knife, right? I don't really have a real reasoning, okay, for entering into the trade. It's kind of like, oh, huge chunk of the market has been wrecked. Let's get into a trade. It's not this trade that I'm in right now, where, okay, huge portion of the market has been wrecked. We're now seeing a nice rise. We're now seeing a sign of strength because we're reclaiming a level. Okay, this is quite strong. I like this. Okay, we're getting longs opening up. This is good. Okay, that is a reason to enter into a trade. Whereas I think, yeah, being a little bit too aggressive is, yeah, for me, I just don't think it works for me. I know what works for me. I stick to what works for me. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm looking for the short trade off of a possible failed auction. Rather than, shorting the exact level. It's just a little bit too aggressive. It's not my style. Of course, I will still point out to anybody that wants to know where the aggressive trades are, because maybe yourself, okay, maybe you want to be an aggressive trader. Maybe you want to snipe those entries. Maybe that's the style of trading that you prefer. Okay, everyone's different in this game. Okay, and I can only really like preach and share what works for me. Okay, what works for me may not work for the next person. What works for the next person may not work for me. Okay, it's like triangle patterns and head and shoulders patterns and all of those retail trading patterns. They never worked for me. Okay, so I threw them in the bin. Okay, and I learned something else. Okay. And now I found what works for me. Okay. I still haven't met a full-time trader, okay, a full-time trader who lives off trading that trades triangle patterns. Okay, I know full-time traders that trade against triangle patterns. Okay, one of them being myself. Okay, but I know others. I know a couple others in the industry. Okay, who trade in a very similar style to me as well. Okay, and their full-time job as well is trading. Okay, and they do not use those triangle patterns. Okay, they trade against those. Okay, they use the order flow. Okay, and they look for they look for price to reverse in the opposite direction. Okay, so these are the things that work for me, right? So that's what I stick to. And yeah, of course, I can point out to everybody where the aggressive trade is from. Okay, but yeah, like I said and like I showed you on the Discord, I'm not going to take it myself. I will wait for my confirmation because I know that works. Oh, sorry, I know that works for me. So yeah, I mean, now it's patience, right? Do we get a short trade set up? Okay. Do we put a lot of long trades offside for them to see a big long squeeze down? Okay. Or can we continue a little bit higher? Okay. And look for where Damien's looking for maybe 66,000, or maybe even we come up to 67,000. Okay. This kind of zone here, right? Do we come up here, then get a short trade set up there? For the short trade down. Okay, it's just a little bit of patience right now. It's ever since I've entered into this trade, I've been saying, okay, fine, it's very boring. I understand, but we have to come back to reality. We have to, I wouldn't say humble ourselves. I don't think we're not being humble here, but just remember, okay, we're in a really, really good long trade here, so there is no reason to be annoyed that we're not entering into another trade. Okay, like I said a lot of the time as well, since I actually became profitable in trading, I take a lot less trades per week, per month, per year, okay, than I did when I was unprofitable. Right, I take a lot less trades, and there's many reasons for it. Okay, one of them being that when I do get myself into a trade, I'm just very comfortable in that trade and I'm happy to just let it go. That's exactly what I'm doing with this long trade here. Very comfortable in it. Okay, realizing $3,000 in a profit since it's the 26th, yeah, 26th. Okay, so yeah, 21 days. Okay, realizing $3,000 in 21 days for me. Okay, right, I see that as a win. Okay, I see that as something that I'm proud of and I'm happy with. Okay, so I don't need to over trade, right? I don't need to look for these little scalp trades or these intraday trades because, of course, there hasn't been a bigger swing trade since that swing trade, in my opinion. Okay, but I'm not going into the smaller time frames and trying to get these other entries because I'm just comfortable with where I am. Okay, I'm just comfortable. I'm happy with this trade, and if I do either close the whole trade or we come back to enter and I get stopped out, fine. I look for the next trade. Very, very simple. Either 66 or 70K where breakout traders come in for the yearly range of value area high. A short setup is coming. I smell it cooking. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Damien. I'm fully with you on that one. So yeah, the breakout of 70K, there could be an absolutely amazing short trade off of there. Yeah, again, we can smell it from here. We can literally smell it from here. You've put that perfectly, Damien. You have put that lower lows. Yeah. So did I read that wrong? 40K lows. Oh, here we go. Since the 49K lows, you should be fine as we still have higher highs and lower lows. 40. We still have higher highs and lower lows since 49K. No weakness shown. Yeah. For me, again, it's just like it's no weakness here. Like you've said here, no weakness. So since the 49K lows, you should be fine as we still have higher highs and higher lows. Lower highs, yeah, lower highs. Sorry, I was getting confused myself there. Yeah, so yeah, higher highs, higher lows. This has been a very bullish move up as well. very bullish move. There's no major sign of weakness here. So, the best thing to be in right now is, of course, along from the low. Okay, so again, I'm very, very comfortable, very happy with where I'm positioned. But yeah, like Damien said, if we come up to 70k, yeah, you could just smell a short trade from up here. You can just smell a short trade, and even right, okay, if we get a short trade from up here, and then we come break up to all time, you can smell a short trade from all time high as well. You can smell a short trade from either one of these levels, because you just know what retail traders are going to do. You just know what retail traders are going to do. So, yeah, of course, it's a little bit too far in advance, but okay, we like to plan these things. And yeah, we of course have talked through previously the short from, of course, that value area high. Okay, and then of course that all-time high as well. Those are two levels that are quite major levels that I would be interested in shorting, to be honest with you. So yeah, just realized we've been live for just a little bit over an hour, so I think I am just gonna end it there. I am getting a very sore throat, so I do need to go and get myself a drink. So yeah, I will leave that there. So yeah, thank you guys very, very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do smash that thumbs up button. It really, really helps me out. I can see I think 5 people are watching. We've got 2 likes. So yeah, please can you just smash that thumbs up button? Really helps me out. Really helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content to you. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. It's been a bank holiday here in the UK, so yeah, I kind of just been relaxing and chilling today. But yeah, I do need to remember that yeah, we do have a possible short trade lining up here. So I am remaining aware of that. And of course, if you do want access to the Discord, where I give all of my trades away, of course, daily market updates, all of the good stuff, that is the first link in the description, or the second link for the free Discord. But yeah, it's always good to see familiar faces. Damien, always good to see you here. I always like that button. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Damien. But yeah, I hope you all have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. Take care. And yeah, any visionary members, I will see you over in the Discord. And if you're not, I will see you, of course, tomorrow for the next live stream. So take care, guys, and see you later. Thank you and goodbye.
Take me home.